To properly sanitize your brushes, as a professional, there's so many great antibacterial brush cleaners out there, so I will usually use those or 99% alcohol, and then I will also put them in like a UV sterile light. But at home, if you're only using your brushes on yourself, a good like antibacterial soap and some warm water. Don't be too hard on the bristles, just put a little antibacterial soap in the palm of your hand and some warm water and just kind of back and forth until you see the water like run clear, and then just lay them flat to dry. So if your brows are on the thinner side, narrow, a little more on the sparse side, I would definitely recommend the angled brush and spoolie. The dense bristles are nice and thin, so you can create like great hair strokes. It's also really easy to kind of outline the brow, and then you can use the spoolie to blend in the color. So that brush is a must, and it's great because you get the angled brush on one side, you get the spoolie on the other. It's like everything you really need to create a beautiful brow. So if your brows are on the thicker side, if you have a fuller brow, more dense hair on your brows, I would definitely recommend the flat brush with the spoolie. It's great because it's nice and flat, and it has a little bit more bristles on it, even though they are still like nice and compact and narrow, but you can really get in there in between those like thicker hairs. Outline your brows with the powder and then take the spoolie and blend it. You can also get your powder on it to create like the hair strokes with the flat brush as well. So it's really great. And I love it that there's the spoolie on the other side, because you don't have to go search for your other brush. Just flip it around, brush it up, done. I definitely remember when I first got a white highbrow hair, I think I have like one in there somewhere, but I pull it out. It's definitely up to the person though. I mean, if you're tending to get a lot of them, I would definitely leave them and get a good brow tint. But if you do want to get rid of it, I would definitely recommend the point tweezer. If there's great precision on that tweezer, it's really easy to just grab one single hair, so just grab it. If you have troubled brows, my best recommendation would be to find a really good brow artist and then get a great set of Tweezerman tools to maintain them. I would recommend like getting a good shaping done, and then, when new hairs start to grow in, just give them a good cleaning like once a week. When you do it more often, it's easier to maintain the shape rather than if you just wait a month, it's not gonna be as distinct of what should go and what should stay. And always fill them in. I'm such a fan of always filling them in before doing anything, because then you really know, okay, that one's out of the shape, I'm gonna take that away. This one isn't, it's in the shape. It looks kind of separated from the brow, but it really does stay. So when you want your brows to look natural, but you just wanna kind of like enhance what you already have, I would definitely recommend the angle brush with spoolie. It's great because you can just use a little bit of powder. I would just go in, and instead of like outlining the brow, just go in and add some, really nice like hair-like strokes. Brush it through with the spoolie, and maybe use the brow shaping brush with a little bit of cream concealer on top of the brow bone, like right under the brush, to kind of like enhance the arch and shape. For a red carpet look, it's a big day, so I always want to be prepared. So I will have every tool. I really love Tweezerman's tools and their new brush line, which is amazing. The angled brush with the spoolie will be on deck. I love using the flat brush also for a little bit of concealer, like after you're done tweezing, to get that real clean look when you're filling in the brows. The angled brush and spoolie is great for adding little individual hair strokes, which really on camera make it look like actual hair. The slant tweezer, my all-time favorite. The point tweezer gets those little guys that can sometimes be harder to get with the slant tweezer. They really get in there and grab them. Never on the day of do we do too much, so I'm using more of the brushes than the tools for cosmetic purposes, but we definitely give them a great grooming a couple days prior. So some quick fixes for brow dilemmas. The brow dilemmas most common that I find are usually people tweeze a little too much than they wanted, or people, complain that they don't have hair in certain areas, or, they might have like a little patchy brows. One of the best ways I feel like to solve these problems is to use the angled brush and spoolie. The angled brush and spoolie is so great because the hairs are dense, but they're very thin, so you can create really beautiful hair-like strokes, which look totally natural, to the eye. Also, if the powder's rubbing off too soon, you can wet the brush and then kind of brush it into the powder, and it will create kind of like a liquid-like effect. One thing that will help make the brow stand out is using the brow shaping brush with a little bit of concealer, you know, going along the brow bone. It just makes like the color pop a little bit more. Another thing that can really help if you have, you know, sparser brows or patchy brows is using the brow shaping brush and using it to apply a little bit of, they make amazing oils and growth serums that help those hairs grow, not only grow, but like strengthen them. So use the brow shaping brush when you apply those. And when you're using the, you know, growth serums or oils, I would definitely apply those at night. Brow beauty secrets I've learned in the last 20 years is definitely less is more, but if you're not sure, leave it alone. If you tweeze too much, you can't put the hair back. So do a little bit less, because you could always go back and take more out. You can't put the hair back. Yeah, just less is more. Take out less, guys. You always want to make sure you clean them, even your brushes at home, at least once a week. Also, the longevity of your brushes will last longer if you're taking good care of them.